welcome. Of course, it's Arthur's Day, and we are in Dublin talking to the bands that are have pretty much descended on the capital. All the bands are going to be, some of them performing this evening, and obviously all the events are going to be happening over the country tomorrow. So I'm joined by James and Ben from Biffy Clyro. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm feeling very good. How have you been enjoying Dublin so far?
It's been a bit of a whirlwind. We've done sessions and interviews and talked to lots of lovely people and had some lovely food and enjoyed the sights of Dublin. So yeah, we're happy boys.
And of course, you're going to be performing tomorrow night. We don't know where.
No.
Somewhere.
Yep.
That is the beauty of Arthur's Day. Have you experienced Arthur's Day before?
We have, yeah, 2 years ago. We knew we were playing that time, and it was in a big warehouse on the Guinness.
On the site.
On the site, wasn't it? Yeah. And it was wonderful. It was really special day. I was unaware of the day until we did that, and it was a real pleasure to be a part of it. But I think this year with the idea of bands just popping up in random gigs is really cool. So
it's really good because you kind of have people speculating and guessing beforehand who's going to be where. So, and I've already had texts from people asking me. I'm like, listen, I don't know. I don't know. It's the beauty of it. I do have to ask you though. Of course, you had an amazing closing show for Reading Festival. What was that like? I only got to see photographs of it, so I didn't get to obviously experience the whole thing, but I was hearing a lot about the pyrotechnics and just the madness and guitars on fire. And can you elaborate on that for those of us that missed it?
You kind of sum most of it up there, but it was the culmination in some ways of 10 years hard work for us. We played 2001 or 2002, we played at Reading, and we played first on in the smallest stage they had, so we kind of slowly worked our way up and seen a lot of headliners over the years and thought, oh, I'd love a shot at that. So to finally be up there, really felt like we had the crowd on our side. It just felt magical, and of course we had pyrotechnics, which we didn't get to see because they're all kind of happening on top of the stage.
How safe was it? Just from reading about it and looking at the photos, it looked a little bit kind of, seat of your pants.
Well, you want a bit of danger in rock and roll.
Yeah.
I think if it's too safe, it's not right.
He wasn't playing the guitar that was on fire, was he? Simon, well, he was actually playing it while it was flames coming from it.
I think once it caught fire, he maybe stopped playing it, but he was playing it.
Good call.
Up until he let it on fire, he had been playing it on that song. Yeah.
So I have to ask you as well, Opposites, the album, which I know has been out for a good few months now, and it's unusual because it's sort of two albums in one, and they are somewhat separate albums, even though it's a double. What was the idea behind it? I know there's a very different mood on both of them, and it did seem to have a lot to do with being away so long and coming home. And what's kind of the atmosphere like when you come home when you've been away for so long? It must be, and you're obviously all living in each other's pocket, and you're kind of glad of the break, but then you're coming home and it's strange. Is that what the album is about, really?
A little bit. I mean, coming home is strange, and then going away is strange. I don't think we ever really feel entirely settled as human beings. You're on the road trying to be this thing, Biffy Ben or Biffy James, and then you come home and you have to try and be like a family man or a normal person, and that's kind of difficult. So I guess a bit of that's in there, and that there's a contrast. But the kind of themes in the album are more about the struggles of touring and the struggles or frictions within the band, and how it looks like everything's lost and there's no reason to get to bed in the morning is kind of what the first album is about. It's quite depressing, but the second album is a lot more hopeful, and it's more kind of projection and looking to the future and how to fix things.
You sort of remind yourselves that things could always be worse.
Yes, things can always be worse, and things can definitely be better. So.
And you always hear, especially with any bands like yourselves, that they're splitting up and they're not splitting up. And I'm sure there has been quite a few moments where you've been close to that, has there?
Not particularly. I mean, I think we've talked about there being fractures in the band, and then that's all of a sudden changes to a headline of, oh, Biffy almost split up, but no, we never almost split up. We love doing this. We want to do this forever. So.
Then you do a show like Reading and you're like, this is what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm hoping that you get round two of that, even if it's a fraction as good tomorrow night. I'm sure it's going to be a great one wherever you're playing for Arthur's Day. Guys, it's been a pleasure, and enjoy your time in Ireland.
Thank you so much.